Black Clover Chapter 206, the reunion finally happened between Licht and Lumiere. Another amazing chapter for this dope arc that we're currently in. A lot of people are saying that this arc is dragging on for too long, and to a certain extent I agree, because this arc is the longest arc we had in Black Clover, but the amazing moments, the foreshadowing, the plot twist, it's worth it. And in this manga chapter, we finally get the moment between Licht and Patri. You know, the dialogue between them two was the highlight of this chapter for me, but let's start with the beginning. We get this quick scene of the aftermath of the battle between Yami and Charlotte, but the elven Charlotte versus the devil, and they are swallowed up by his magic. And they are recovering themselves to get back into the fight with healing magic, and Yami and Charlotte, well, the elf Charlotte had this funny moment. You know, she says, "Get back, human, you're too close." And Yami's like, "Didn't I just save you?" So even the elven Charlotte is bougie, just like, you know, the human Charlotte. Yami then starts to say he wonder if the big boss elf is okay, meaning Licht. And then we see back into the present moment where the first Wizard King bursts in with Nero, and Asta is straight fanboying at this point. You know, he's losing his mind because he's looking at the first Wizard King. He's like, could it be? Is that the first Wizard King? And you know, it's telling Asta, like, calm down, I think we are just dreaming. And Asta, you know, he's got the stars in his eyes. He's like, no, I can't believe it. That's the first Wizard King. You know, he's going crazy, asking questions like, why is he moving? What is happening here? You know, full of excitement, but he calms down and looks at Nero and is like, I swear I know that girl. She seems familiar. So it's going to be real funny. I can't wait to see Asta's face expression when he finds out that Secret, Nero's real name, is actually Nero. So Nero looks to see that Licht hasn't fully awakened yet. His soul is still asleep. So Lumiere asks Nero, can he be waking up? And of course, Nero can do it because she has the sealing magic where she can open and close things. And soon as Licht woken up, it was one of the best moments of this chapter. He wakes up and tells the first Wizard King, Lumiere, there were things that I wasn't able to tell you back then, but now that I can, thank you. You know, that was just a dope moment because that is something that Licht has been keeping inside of him for the past 500 years. And now that he finally awakened, he can say it. And, you know, the devil starts to mock them, saying like, oh, what a reunion. Now that you both are together, I can kill you both. And the best moment of this chapter happened right after that. Licht and Patri finally had that dialogue, the dialogue that was needed for Patri's character development. He tells Patri that he saw everything from his deep slumber, talks about how the elves fell into the devil's hand and how he was used by the devil to kill many innocent people, because we know the devil is the reason why the humans and the elves are at war. And he tells Patri that he is thankful that Lumiere was there to stop him. And he continues to compare himself to Patri, how the devil had used him to cause this whole rebellion. And the people of this time stopped you too. And I believe that he is referring to Asta and Yuno and Nozel. Then he goes on to say how Patri was using his blade for justice, but in the wrong ways, you know, committing so many crimes, so many wrongdoings in the name of the elves to bring back Licht, because he was manipulated, he was deceived. And then he says that even though those crimes you committed may be unforgivable, the mistakes you made, I always wanted to tell you that you did well. And Patri just breaks down in tears. You know, that was the most powerful moment that we had so far. You know, it makes me wonder what's going to happen with Patri's character after this arc. You know, he needs a redemption arc, and you know, hopefully he doesn't die, because I don't want him to die. Patri was just a misunderstood character. He was deceived. You know, he was wrong, but you can't really blame him, because the moment he realized he was lied to by the devil, his whole perspective changed. You know, he started fighting with the humans. So the moment with him and Licht was powerful. You know, that was needed. Then they turn their intentions on the devil, and they talks about how to prevent any more mistakes, we must defeat him. And then the devil starts to talk smack, of course. You know, he tells them, I'm going to take all those worthless feelings and swallow them. And he used the magic technique that he used against Yami and the others, where he absorbs your magic, you know, melts your magic power and absorbs your life. And Lumiere used his monozone technique, and also Licht used his sword magic technique. And they are just moving at light speed fighting the devil. You know, you had the two strongest characters in Black Clover fighting this creature. And Asta and Yuno are so amazed, they are like, wow, they are so fast, they can't believe it. And I know they are looking at these characters like that is the level that we have to reach if we want to be the Wizard King as well. That is the pinnacle. Then the devil says something really interesting while the fight is going on. He says that they took in the magic of this world and scattered that world's magic. The highest level of forbidden magic and a person who absorbed magic seemed their magic took the influence of that world. What is that world that he's referring to? Now, my theory is that I think he's referring to the demon world, but I'm not sure. That's a theory video on its own. I'm not going to get fully in depth into it, but if you have an idea of what world he's talking about, you have your own theory, please leave it in the comment section below. I really want to know. Then Lumiere used the same exact technique, the light creation magic technique he used as a sword that he used against Licht when he was a demon. He used it against the devil and it goes right through him. But the devil brings out this trident and he cuts it off. And he talks about how now that he has a grimoire, he has a body, there is no way you can stop me. And Lumiere is so confused. He's like, how are we gonna stop him? And Licht screams out that trident cuts down magic. Two of the strongest characters in Black Clover can't do anything, and mind you, Licht doesn't have his grimoire, and the devil just starts bragging again, saying, I can never be killed. And Asta comes out of nowhere and says, as if. He clashes with the devil's trident with his anti-magic sword, and everyone is completely shocked. The devil screams out saying anti-magic, and you see a panel with Licht and Nero, and they say, of course, with anti-magic then, and that's where the whole chapter ends. So it's pretty much implying that Asta is the best option. He's the best character to fight the devil. And it makes sense because we've seen signs, early on this arc where Asta, whatever the devil used to attack, the attack where he used to kill all the magic and kill the people's life force, it didn't work on Asta. And I'm thinking, of course, it's because of the devil that's inside Asta's grimoire. So it's not gonna work. So this is the perfect fight. It's the perfect, counter. So it looked as though the next chapter, it will be the fight between the devil and Asta. So I really can't wait to see that. I'm thinking that Asta may have an extra power boost in the next chapter, or for example, we may see a moment between the devil that's inside Asta's grimoire and the devil that they are fighting. The devil has to know the devil that's inside Asta's grimoire. They have to, or have some knowledge of him. Because even when Asta first seen the devil, he said he felt like some familiar feeling towards him. And I believe it's because the devil that's inside his grimoire knows the devil he's fighting. It has to make sense. So we'll wait and see for the next chapter. That's another video in itself as well. So overall, this was an amazing chapter. I'll give it about a 7 or an 8. I can't wait to see the next chapter. I believe that chapter is going to be fire. So if you enjoyed this review, make sure to smash the like button. And for more Black Clover content, subscribe to the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I'm out.